Hey, what's up? It's Kit, time for another video. Today we're gonna rig this, and it is going to be special. All right. So what we're doing with this is actually kind of special. It is not something that you see every day, and we're gonna be rigging an assist hook on a single assist hook on a deep neo, and this is special because this is something that a lot of people have been asking for, and it is a tooth-proof assist hook. So we're starting with single assists, and then we'll be graduating towards double assist hooks pretty soon. And I will show you how to put everything together, and then after that, on the second one, what we're going to do is actually make everything from scratch. So we have two hooks, and we're gonna do exactly that. Now, we're starting off with something kind of long, I have to say, because we're gonna do the back hook first. Okay. Now, since we're going to be dealing with wire, what's gonna happen is that we are going to be super gluing while we're going, because wire is difficult to work with, and having this in your assist hook makes things a bit more complicated. And yeah, so we are going to try and make things as bomb-proof as possible. Now, we're not going to be using any type of flash for this. 150 over 100, I don't use flash. So what we're doing here is making sure that everything is centered. Again, when you're dealing with wire, you don't want things to be all over the place. You want it as exact as possible. Now, what I've done was to put a line of, or a drop of glue, and then have the assist cord soak it up. And now what we're doing is we're putting the binding on top of a line of super glue that eliminates pretty much the gap between the assist cord and the braid. And what we're doing is having the braid absorb the super glue so that they become a single unit. It's kind of like laying down fiberglass for the resin to seep into. And with the reinforcement of your bindings, this whole thing becomes quite strong. Okay, there we go. So basically the glue is there, so just keep the braid together. Okay, we just coat that. It doesn't have to be super thick. It just has to be coated like so. Okay. I will put one more pass before I close with my knot. Just want everything to be as even as possible. There you go. Go. Majority of the time when you do all this part here doesn't really get super glue. So always check that. There we go. So now we're gonna do the other side while we're waiting for this to dry. And then this is the part where you see everything. Now you're probably wondering, he said wire. Where is the wire? Well, we can be very creative and actually make our own. All right, so we're gonna be cutting a piece of this cord. Okay, as you can see right there. Now, see that? That is nylon coated wire. And all you have to do is cut the same length as you're gonna be cutting back, but it's always good to actually have more than what you need. Okay. Okay, cut. So when you have things that are this thin, it becomes very difficult. All right, so we won't need much because that was the back. This is the front, but I'll show you how I do it anyway. So you pull, you take the core off, and then you slide this thing in. There we go. All right, so it is up to there. Okay, now you tie a knot at the end. And this is why I advocate using this method with the knot, because it makes everything so simple. Okay, you make your running working line as long as possible, of course. So everything here is done manually. So once you have your tag, and remember there's a short piece of wire there. Okay. Grip, and then tighten. I tighten with my teeth so that it balls up. Okay, now again, there's going to be a piece there, and it's very dangerous. So what you need to do is run your pliers, cut it. Okay, and it will break it. It will put a little bit of a knob there, and then you do this until it breaks off. And what you have is just a small piece sticking out that's not gonna pull off. All right, and then you burn that thing off, ensuring that there you go. But see, if you look closely, okay, that thing sticks out the wire. So we're gonna have to deal with that, and you can't just leave that out. So if you have a busted pair of scissors, that's the way to go. Okay, so I have it down so you can see it shine right there. That's fine. That's not gonna break anything now. All right. So now all we have to do is get our other go. Now the PTFE is very slick, so I'm putting some glue on the very first. I didn't on the other one. I mean, this step is highly optional, but it's good to actually do this as well. Now, this is going to be the front hook, so it's going to be kind of short. You don't need a long piece there. Okay. Rice. Okay. Bring it back front. Then take this piece. Mount it on. So just spiraling backwards until, there we go. That's it. And now, we can lash it down. There's something therapeutic about this. Okay. Put here so that it goes in the gaps. At the same time, what happens is that it actually soaks into the cord. Now, I'm putting the binding actually very tight. I know you can't really see it or judge, but if you could see that the line here is actually turning transparent. That's a property of braid, that when you are putting it on tight, it actually becomes transparent. Okay. Boom. Again, the back here. Already put. Okay, just to make sure everything's coated. All right. Now we leave this to dry. And then work on the other one. So this is the back hook. Okay. It's still a bit dry. Okay. So we want it. Crap. We want it around here. Mind you, this has a really long wire. Okay, so yeah, so around there. This is gonna be a knot. Now, take a solid ring. And we need two. Okay. So we need to do something special with the solid ring, because we can't just knot this. This is wire. We don't want it to be bulky. All right. Say it's there. Measure. Always measure. So we're looking at somewhere around there maybe. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So I'm gonna zap this with accelerant. Okay, so it's not gonna be as clean, but just so that when we're handling this, it's not gonna stick around, you know, stick on everything. So we're gonna do both of them. Okay, so we have the back hook, and then what we want is for this to be around there, like so. If you want to use a marker to mark that, that's fine. So this is how I do it. This is not the only way to do it. So you go twice around. Okay, like so. Twice around. Then you pull it in. Like that. Okay. And then you wrap that. Okay, you wrap that. In this case, we're doing this. And it has to be tight. Okay. Okay. Now, when you have that going, cut tag. Okay, and then you have to have a very, very good pair of cutters for this. Okay, which I have. And these are really good wire cutters. So, and it always cuts clean. So cut like that. Okay, so you can see the wire is there. See there. And these wire cutters are very good for especially this. Now you have a tag there. Okay, and that tag is something that you are going to have to wrap. So, and this is one of those reasons why this becomes kind of too specialist sometimes, you know. Okay, and it has to be really clean. Remember, there's wire there, and you want that wire to be covered, because if you don't, that is probably going to cut your leader, and you don't want that. That's it. Super duper. That is wicked looking. Now, just to clean it up, Go. Of course, we're going to have to super glue everything just to protect it. Have the braid soak like so. Okay, if it's too much, I flick the excess off in my trash bin, and that is our finished product right there. So this is the front hook, and right here we have the back hook. Nice and clean. Now all we have to do is actually attach them. And that looks good. All right. So we'll zap this one and see. Okay, adjust it so it's flat. And then we'll spray them with we'll zap them with the accelerant, and then we will see exactly how it looks like with the jig. Okay, so I'm gonna put you guys there. Take this thing off so you can see clearly. Now there's a lot of ways to do this. This is just one, and this is, I have to admit, one of the more resourceful ways of doing it. All right, so I'm gonna have you guys zoom out. Oh, look at that. It's a headless kitster. All right, so we're gonna rig this so that I can show you guys. Okay, what the heck? Okay, there we go. As you probably could tell, I am using a different camera. This is just easier. It's smaller, but it's easier. Okay, so I don't want to, take the big one off. It's just too much of a hassle. So this small one is actually quite convenient. So double hooks are tricky. Now, again, I have to remind you guys, by the way, look at how stiff that is, huh? Because of the wire. But not too stiff. That's the key. All right, so I have to actually tell you guys that the method for this, for the doubles, is very different as well. Because remember, your tie-in is different in the solid ring. It's going to be very different because there's two hooks now, and balancing them is actually kind of a nightmare. There we go. So that looks golden, huh? Okay, now top one, of course. but it looks so freaking good. And I'm rigging the Slow Neo for this for a very good reason, because this, for some weird reason, the slim ones tend to attract a lot more of the faster fish with the teeth. And putting this that's not full wired, a lot of people would probably ask, why do I bother to actually put, look at that, see? And they don't touch. See? That's the biz right there. So the thing is, you can put just wire, no problem. All wire, it would work. The problem is, if you're putting wire, it's going to not move as well as the assist hooks because of the diameter, because there is a certain drag that the assist cords actually have. And if you put something that's too light there, it might affect the action, and that's something you don't want. All right, so could try that. I mean, I've tried it too, but it's better if you use coated wire as opposed to uncoated, because the uncoated actually kind of hums, makes a sound. That's actually something that was studied before. Also, with wire tends to trap bubbles while it's moving in the water. So you don't want those bubbles to actually, kind of form around here. It's not something that you want. But there we go. Pretty good. I think a lot of people have been asking for this. Hopefully you guys will find this useful. All right, so that's it for now. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. Always happy to answer them. All right, it's weird that you're talking to someone that's headless. There we go. So if you have questions, just put them in the comment section. Of course, I always answer the comments. I know this has been requested a lot, but I just didn't have the time up until now. So hopefully you guys really will do this yourselves, and it's easy. It's not difficult. All right, especially with this method right here. But be very, very careful, because if something sticks out there, you might just also get cut. So, questions, reactions, violent reactions, comment section. Alrighty. This is probably, I'm pretty sure this is one of the most useful for people that encounter. This is part of a series, so this is not the one and only way to do it. I'm going to show you guys as we progress, so watch this space. All right, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't yet, give it a thumbs up, share if you care, and I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.